lift the veil on the power struggles behind the scenes of the werewolf clan. The rise and fall of a female warrior, how will her story overturn the fate of the entire pack? As love teeters on the brink of taboo, what storm will Ivy and the future Alpha King's forbidden kiss unleash? Prologue: Nightmare. Ivy. I turned towards the voices that called my name, almost not making it out due to the sheer amount of snarling and growling happening around me. I see a woman pinned by a ravaging wolf, and as I make my way to her, I'm knocked to the ground with such force, I hear my arm snap. I groan as the pain hits me. My arm is clearly broken, and I'm unable to shift for some reason. I hear her sickening scream, and I raise my head just as the wolf embeds its teeth into her neck and shoulder. No, I roar and scramble to my feet, but I'm surrounded by at least 10 wolves, preventing me from getting to the woman. My eyes dart around as they encompass me, circling slightly. Shit, they're going to all attack me at once. Just as I come to that realization, they strike. I dodge the first few, but I yell out as one of them clamps down on my leg, ripping out a good chunk of flesh. I try to stay standing, but it's useless as more wolves barrel into me, not allowing me to regain my stance. They claw me in every direction, and I can't anticipate the attacks anymore as I fall to my knees with a hard thud. Claws at my back. Claws at my arms. Claws at my legs. There's no escape. I can't save them. I can't even save myself. One wolfless. Ivy's POV. I jolt awake and sit up, trying to calm my racing heart. Placing my hand on my forehead, I wipe away the sweat that has gathered there from the experience of my nightmare. I shouldn't call it a nightmare, as it's not something my mind has made up. It happened. It was a real experience. They died, and it was your fault. You were supposed to protect them. That was your job. You failed. My mind batters me with these thoughts every waking moment. Sometimes I can shake them, but most times I can't. But part of it is true. I was supposed to protect them, and I did fail. I swing my feet over and inhale sharply as my feet touch the cold floor of my room. I stretch, reaching my hands above my head and rotating my neck, hearing the ever-so-familiar crack as it releases the tension. I look down and see the familiar shine of silver around my wrists, and I sigh. It's been 6 years since that day, and only mere weeks after the incident, these shackles were put on me as punishment. I'm bound with silver, which has, over time, locked away my wolf side, including the consciousness of my wolf cells. It's been ages since I could hear her in my mind, and I've missed the company of her every single second. We worked so hard to be what we were, and now we've been reduced to nothing because I failed to protect the Alpha and Luna. The Alpha and Luna of my pack, Red Moon. The Alpha and Luna that accepted me when I was abandoned as a little girl on their packlands. The only family I'd known. I walk slowly over to the bathroom door and push it open, taking care not to be loud to wake up my roommates in the house. My only 2 friends who care about me now, Kane and Genevieve. Kane is one of the pack's trainers and trained me back when I was working towards being a wolven warrior, and Genevieve is one of the pack healers who has tended to many injuries, but most recently mostly mine. They've stuck by me through everything I've experienced since that horrible day, and have made it clear that they're not abandoning me anytime soon, so I guess that's good. As I run the shower, I let my mind wander again to how my life was before this. I always regret it, but it was happier times. I grew up here after I was left on the edge of the packlands when I was around 5 years old. The Luna had discovered me, bruised and dirty, and immediately brought me to the Alpha mansion to get me cleaned up. She told the Alpha that she was going to take care of me, and that was that. They also had a son, Cole, who was a couple years older than me at the age of 7. So I went from being a lonely little girl to having a family, and an Alpha family at that. They never officially adopted me, but I was welcomed into their family and the pack without question. They loved me as their own. The years flew by with little problems aside from Cole and I not getting along like any brother or sister would, and soon enough we were young teenagers dealing with first crushes and the like. It was then that Cole and I started our training to prepare us for future roles we would take in the pack. We went through rigorous weapons and fighting training, where I discovered that I excelled. Cole was brought into more of the pack duties as he would one day be Alpha and would need to know the ins and outs of diplomacy within the pack. The Alpha and Luna were stern and made sure we knew what was expected of us, but they always treated us with respect and love. When I was 16, I decided I wanted to become a warrior. I already knew how to fight, and I fought well. I wanted to protect the pack and be a force to be reckoned with when it came to our enemies. I worked my ass off for the next 2 years, and when I was 18, I was the top-ranked and only female fighter in our pack. I became close friends with Kane and Genevieve around this time, as Kane was my sparring partner and Genevieve was the one tending to most of my injuries. Then came the best thing that was ever asked of me. The Alpha and Luna asked me to be their guard. They knew I had worked so hard and rewarded me with one of the more elite jobs in the pack. I knew I was made for this, and I gladly accepted without hesitation. I was to be almost like their personal bodyguard and defend them if they were to ever be in danger. Little did I know that I would fail miserably. I went almost 2 years without a major incident as their guard, only really having to deal with minor confrontations and the odd threat that never amounted to anything when other packs and wolves saw me. I scared people. They knew what I was capable of and knew getting into it with me would mean a whole world of hurt. I was a force to be reckoned with, and people knew it. Just after I turned 20, the Alpha and Luna wanted to go out for a run. It wasn't anything out of the ordinary. We would all shift and run out near the packlands. I usually ran with them to let cells out, but I was also watching for any trouble that might come our way. There had been reports of a surge of rogues all over, so I needed to be on alert. The Alpha and Luna told me that I needn't worry, that they could easily handle themselves if it came to it, so it wouldn't be all on me. But we never even made it out for the run. As soon as we passed the pack boundaries, I felt something was off, and sure enough, rogues came out of the tree line faster than I could react. We were completely ambushed, and the number of rogues were overwhelming for just the 3 of us. The hardest and probably most odd part about that day was that none of us were able to shift. At all. I could hear cells in my mind, roaring at me to let her out, but I couldn't. Because of that, we were all overwhelmed easily. Rogues surrounded us and gravely injured the Alpha first, before immobilizing me and attacking the Luna. I still remember her scream as one of them ripped her throat out. I shiver and turn the water in the shower as hot as I can bear, searing my skin slightly as I feel tears prick my eyes. I clasp my arms around myself, still haunted by the state of their bodies after the rogues had stopped attacking. They left me alive, but barely. I had gashes and claw marks all over me, plus a large chunk of my leg was torn away and a badly broken arm. I was healing slowly, as werewolves do, but it wasn't enough. We were found about an hour later, with me hysterical and trying to claw my way over to the Luna. I was taken to the infirmary to heal, and I reported what had happened to the Beta and Cole, who was devastated and demanded answers from me. I told him I was sorry, that we couldn't shift, but he didn't believe me at all. It took a few weeks for me to heal completely, and as soon as I was able, I went to where they has buried the Alpha and Luna. I was there for only a few short moments before being dragged off to Cole, now Alpha, and his Beta, where I was questioned again, and finally accused with failing my job. As punishment, my wrists were to be bound with silver cuffs, my title and everything revoked. Now I'm merely a member of the pack, shunned because I allowed the Alpha and Luna to die. Can I even be considered a werewolf anymore if I can't feel her? 2 following orders. Ivy's POV. Ivy, you okay? Genevieve asks me as we sit at our kitchen table with Kane. The smell of breakfast is amazing, but I just can't seem to find an appetite. I push my food around on my plate before looking up at her. Yeah, just had a shit sleep is all. You should eat, she says, concerned, and I can't blame her. I should eat to keep up my strength, considering I don't know what I will be asked to do or subjected to. Every day here at Red Moon is highly unpredictable for me. Ever since I was stripped of everything and deemed responsible for the Alpha and Luna's deaths, the pack hasn't taken to lightly to the fact that I wasn't sentenced to death, and they have no fear in showing me exactly how they feel. Same with Cole. Honestly, it's a question I ask myself every day. Why didn't Cole send me to the High Rain Council and have me charged with their deaths? Then he wouldn't have to deal with me being around anymore. It's not like I could walk up to him and question him, though. He's ordered me to never look him in the eye. You usually don't ever look an Alpha in the eye unless you're asked, but it's much more of a risk for me. I'm considered dirt, and Cole doesn't hesitate to put me in my place. He's beaten me for just even glancing his way before. If there is one thing that I've learned over these past 6 years, it's to pick my battles. I fought back against Cole and his treatment and punishment of me for the first couple years, and after multiple beatings, and no one to help me aside from Kane and Genevieve, I've backed off. I've learned to put on an act. I'm not some weak girl by any means, but if I show any signs that I am not following orders, it's bound to end up badly for me. I just hope that maybe one day I can be free of this and live the life I should be living. I sigh and shove the food into my mouth, not really tasting it, but hoping that it gets me through at least the morning. I take a sip of water and look to Kane. What are you guys up to today? I always like to hear about their days and plans, as it helps me cope with my own situation. I'm happy that it's only us three that live together in this smaller house on the Packlands. That's one benefit of being the pack outcast. No one wants to be seen with me or live with me, so I have a place to escape to. Kane and Genevieve aren't as shunned as me, but they chose to be with me, so they aren't as liked by the pack either, but they don't care. They're the true definition of friends. They defend me, and don't hesitate to put others in their place if they need to. I'm working with the pack healers today to go gather herbs for our salves and remedies we need to make. I'm looking forward to it, Genevieve says as she pours herself another glass of orange juice and takes a sip. Kane clears his throat. I have to train some of the new pups today. I'm not looking forward to it, I chuckle lightly. Kane doesn't like training new pups, hates the entitled attitude of newly shifted wolves. I should know, I used to be one of them. Any idea what you're doing today? Kane asks me and I stiffen. Honestly, I don't know. Cole said something about prepping the new visitor building, so probably a lot of work for me today. The table goes quiet for a moment, and I know that they're trying to think of something to say that would make my task seem less daunting, but they know there isn't a single thing they can say to make it better. Cole overworks me constantly, even knowing I don't have my wolf stamina or strength that I would if I wasn't bound by these fucking silver cuffs. It's okay, I'll manage. I can only do so much. Just hope he gives me a list and leaves me alone. If you need help, call us, okay, Kane says, and I nod. Always. I return to my breakfast, anxiety fluttering in my stomach in anticipation of what torture I might be subjected to today. After cleaning up from breakfast and saying goodbye to Kane and Genevieve, I grabbed my phone and a water bottle and headed out myself. I step outside of my house and feel the sun beam down on me, warming my skin. It's too bad that I can't just spend the day outside. I wish I could. I wish I had a different life, but this is my reality now. Placing my phone in the back pocket of my gray acid washed jeans and pulling down my black tank top, I start to walk. I look ahead of me and see the Alpha Mansion off in the distance to the far right. Kane, Genevieve, and I might have our own house, but Cole gave us the one that is the absolute farthest from any of the other buildings on the Packlands. Just to make it harder for me to get to where I need to go. Our little house is near the entrance to the Packlands too, and just past that entrance is where my life as I know it ended. I leave our house every day and my gaze always drifts, and I have to pull myself back. I pull my red waves up into a tight ponytail, knowing that it's probably just going to get in the way with whatever it is I'm doing today. With that and a large sigh, I start my walk to the Alpha Mansion, where Cole will be waiting. My sneakers crunch against the gravel as I approach the training grounds that are in the middle of our Packlands, and I see all Red Moon's warriors in the field practicing, and a familiar pang of hurt hits my heart. I should be there. That's where I belong. Not some alpha's doormat. I shake my head lightly and focus on my destination. I can't keep thinking of what should be. I continue, and as I walk past the large garden that is in between the Alpha Mansion and the pack house, I hear my name. I turn towards the sound and immediately lower my eyes. Cole's beta, Alaric, approaches me. Alaric Esten is second in command here at Red Moon. He's Cole's best friend and killed the previous beta for his position. He's ruthless, but you wouldn't know that by looking at him. Before I was forbidden to raise my eyes, I thought Alaric was handsome. With his striking brown eyes, chiseled body, and his boyish face with silky blonde hair, he definitely was a catch. Now, he's just another asshole that I can't stand to be around. With my eyes still lowered, I respond, Beta Alaric. There you are. Alpha is at the new building waiting for you. Come. Yes, Beta, I respond robotically, and I see Alaric's shoes as he gets closer to me. He grips my chin roughly and brings my face up. I avert my eyes as I'm still not supposed to look at him. Not going to cause trouble today. Are you? He questions as he holds my chin with such force. I feel tinges of pain where his fingers are. No, Beta. Good, he releases me and turns and starts to walk. I rub my chin to relieve the soreness I'm now experiencing on my face and follow behind Alaric, cursing at him in my mind as we go. Just breathe. 3. Put to work. Ivy's POV. The dread I feel increases the closer I get to the new building. Not because of what I might be asked to do, but because I have to face Cole and put on my act. As Alaric and I approach the building, I can't help but think that it looks decent. Cole put plans forward for this building less than a year ago, and the fact that it's already completed means either pack members wanted the new space badly, or he worked everyone to the bone. It's probably the latter. The building is styled similarly to the rest of the pack houses here at Red Moon, structurally sound, modern houses with gray stone exteriors and dark mahogany wooden accents. I let my eyes trail up as Alaric stops in front of me. This new housing could fit an entire small pack. Looks good, doesn't it? Alaric asks me, and I return my eyes to the dirt path, staring at my shoes. Yes, it looks wonderful, Beta. The pack did a great job. More like busted their asses to please their overbearing alpha, but I digress. Cole is waiting for you inside. Let's go. I nod and follow him inside through the 2 large mahogany doors. I take a quick glance around and notice that where I'm standing is almost like a reception area in a hotel. There's a reception desk area in front of Alaric and myself, with many tables and seated areas around a large lobby. There are some bookshelves on the far right side and a bar cafe on the left through a small alcove. Past the reception desk, there are 2 sets of steel elevators that obviously lead to the upper floors. Alaric. Ivy, I hear my name from that oh-so-familiar voice. Cole. I keep my eyes glued to the floor and inhale and exhale slowly as he approaches. Alpha, I state, not glancing towards him or raising my eyes. He steps closer to me, and I feel his alpha power radiating off him. It doesn't affect me much anymore since I don't consider him my alpha, but that doesn't mean that he still doesn't have the power of one. What do you think of it? Alaric, Cole asks, his voice full of pride. It's magnificent, Alpha. Anyone who stays here will be staying in a lap of luxury. It's fitting considering in a few months, the Alpha Prince will be visiting. It was confirmed. I can only assume that Cole nodded, as he didn't reply to Alaric's question directly. Which brings me to you, Cole states coldly, and I try not to flinch. What do you ask of me, Alpha? I ask, and then instantly regret it as he grabs my face roughly. Did I say you could talk? He sneers at me as I keep my eyes averted from his angry gaze. I shake my head, and he releases me. I feel anger bubbling up, but I force it down again. I don't need a beating today. Cole hasn't changed much from what I remember. He still looks strikingly like his father. Chocolate brown hair, striking amber eyes, and he's built like an alpha should be, large and intimidating. As I was saying, the Alpha Prince will be coming here to negotiate a pack transfer, as well as to see how Red Moon is faring. It's part of his duties before he is appointed King. Cole continues, ignoring the fact that he was about to hit me seconds earlier. Great. Another Alpha coming, and he's royalty. Ivy, you are to get every room in this building set up for visitors. That means making beds, cleaning, and whatever else is needed. I have compiled a list of tasks for you. You have 3 days to pull it together. Any questions? How many rooms are there? I ask, unsure if I really want to know. 100 over 10 floors. Fuck me. You will also attend to anyone who stays here, which will include the Alpha Prince. A phone has been programmed for you with each of the phone numbers from each of the rooms here. You will have to get comfortable with knowing which room has which guest. Understood, Alpha, I reply, feeling defeated that I'm pretty much a slave now. Cole wouldn't ever call me that, though. He'd give me some bullshit title of building assistant or something to make it seem like I am somewhat important to those who visit here. No outside packs are aware of how Cole treats us here, and me especially. He hides it well due to Alaric helping him. Our pack members know but are forbidden to talk about pack matters to anyone outside the pack. He's kept up a good facade, considering no one has come to investigate any of his methods or have questioned his leadership. The pack is still well off and may look good on paper, but I'm sure something won't go unnoticed by the Alpha Prince. The phone is at the front desk for you, Ivy. Get to work. You're dismissed. Yes, Alpha. I walk over to the reception desk and grab the phone, and then head to the elevator and step inside once the doors open. I hit the button for the first floor, and sigh as the doors close, shielding me from Cole's disgusted gaze. Asshole. It's been well over 3 hours, and I've managed to get 2 floors done completely, and then I decided I should get the room for the Alpha Prince ready so that it's not left until last minute. As I walk in and start to make the bed, I think about the prince. I don't know much about him. Aside from that, I met him before I ended up in my current predicament at a pack party. I doubt he'd remember me, but everyone knows him now. He's known as the Heartless Prince. Packs fear when he becomes king, unsure if he will lead us to prosperity or ruin. I can't help but think that he knows what he's doing if his parents are willing to step down to allow him to rule well before their time is up. Usually, the prince would have to challenge the reigning king for the title, but King Orin seems to have the utmost faith in his son's abilities. It's been said that the Alpha King Orin and Luna Queen Daciana are stepping down to become the Northern Reigns on the council so that their son wouldn't have to govern the entire werewolf race, as well as be responsible for the Northern packs individually. It's a smart move, and it keeps people aware that an entire family is leading our species alongside the other reigns from the east, south, and west. No one would dare challenge their son. I sigh as I walk into the bathroom in the room to clean it. This is going to take more than 3 days to get all these rooms ready. I pull my phone out of my back pocket as I let cleaners sit on the shower and call Genevieve. Hello? You okay, Ivy? I'm okay, aside from the fact that Cole wants me to get every single room in here cleaned and ready in the new building. Is it a lot, she asks, and I hear her sharp intake of breath before I answer. It's 10 floors, 10 rooms each floor. 100 in total. I've only managed to get 20 done in 3 hours. I check my watch, almost 4 actually. My God, he puts too much on you. Keep going, and I'll message Kane and him and I will come help, okay? Okay, thank you. You don't need to thank me. We know he overworks you and he can't say shit if he wants this done in time. See you in a bit. See you? Yeah. I put my phone back in my pocket and sigh as I grab the cleaning rag off the counter and step into the shower and start wiping it down. 4 invited. Ivy's POV. I am so thankful for you guys, I state as I finish making the last bed in the last room on the 10th floor of the new building. It's now the 3rd day, and with Kane and Genevieve's help, I just managed to finish. Here's hoping it's good enough. We're glad to help you. This was way too much for one person to take on, Kane says as he grabs the bucket of cleaners and places them outside the door. I don't want you guys to feel like I am working you. Kane shrugs. I don't feel like it's work, just get to hang out with you and Evie. It's okay, really. I half smile. Okay, still, thank you. Genevieve then comes in from the hallway and takes a once-over of everything. Finally done. We have to go though, there's an announcement in about 20 minutes at the pack house. Right. Forgot about that. Let's get cleaned up and go, I say, thinking if the announcement has anything to do with the Alpha Prince. I walk with Kane and Genevieve into the pack house, and the hustle and bustle and voices of everyone talking is distracting. Seems everyone is on edge as to what this announcement could be. As we come to a spot that is away from everyone else, I reach up to the end of my braid nervously. I can't help it. There's been so many announcements after what happened, but being in here just reminds me of the day that Cole announced to the entire pack that I was the one responsible for the death of the Alpha and Luna. I remember the faces and sounds of shock when the words exited his mouth. I wanted to run away in shame, but there was no way I could leave without anyone noticing. Plus, that would have just added to my guilt, I felt, and would give everyone more reasons to hate me. Soon enough, Cole and Alaric come into view and stand on the main stairs in the front foyer of the pack house. Once the pack members sense his presence, the chatter dies down, and all attention turns to them. It's not long before Cole speaks, his voice carrying over the entire crowd. Hello, everyone. I have asked you all here today because there are a few important announcements to make. First, our new residence building has been completed, and applications are now open for those who wish to move into there. Residency will be based on a hierarchy basis, as we only have so many rooms to offer for those who live here. We would like to keep some of the floors open for visitors who come to Red Moon. He pauses and glances my way, and I shoot my eyes to the floor. Shit! Cole clears his throat. Which brings me to my second announcement. As you all are aware, the Alpha King and Queen are stepping down and allowing the Alpha Prince to take over as the new king. As part of his anointment, he is visiting select packs over the 4 continents, and Red Moon was chosen as one of the pack he will be visiting in the northern continent. It's then that gasps and whispers fill the room. Clearly the pack is interested as to why he is coming here, but I sense some nervousness as well. It doesn't surprise me due to the fact that our pack doesn't run as smoothly as people think, and only our pack members really know the state of life around here. Alaric growls lowly, and it's silent again as Cole continues. I know some of you may be nervous about the future king coming here, but do not worry. He is overseeing a pack merger as well as just getting to know us. Please trust in me. This will be beneficial for our pack here at Red Moon. Yeah, right, Cole. Beneficial for you maybe, but if the future king sees, here's just how some of your pack thinks of you. The final announcement today is that the annual mating ball is fast approaching. This year, Red Moon is to attend. Every unmated male or female from the pack is to attend, and hopefully we gain more pack members for the future. Arrangements have already been made for transport. Attendees will only have to worry about your attire. Please remember you are representing Red Moon outside of our pack lands, so I expect all of you to behave appropriately. That is all. Please direct any questions to Beta Alaric or me. Dismissed. Everyone disperses then, and I turn to walk with Evie and Kane when my name is called. Ivy. I stop dead in my tracks. I look up and see that Genevieve and Kane have turned around as well, and are looking at me with concerned faces. I mouth, "Go. I'll be fine." They hesitate for a moment, but when Cole calls my name again, they take their leave. I turn and keep my eyes to the floor, watching my step as I approach Cole, who is now at the bottom of the stairs. He waits, and I realize that he is waiting for everyone to leave the pack house. After a few moments, I hear the dying sound of footsteps and know that we're alone now. "You looked at me when I was making the announcements," he states coldly, and I bite my inner cheek to stop from speaking out rudely. Instead, I apologize, Alpha. I inhale sharply as he grasps the collar of my shirt, the fabric making a stretching noise as he uses it to pull me closer to him. I keep my eyes averted to the right as to not anger him further, but because of that, I don't see the slap coming. He hits my face with such force that the slap echoes in the foyer. The left side of my face pulsates and stings, which brings tears to my eyes. I see a small amount of red in my left eye, which means the slap broke a blood vessel. Great. There will probably be a bruise too. "No. Your place," he says, emphasizing each word, disgust and disdain lacing them. "If it were up to me, you wouldn't be going to the mating ball, but since you're unmated, it's a law I unfortunately have to follow." I remain silent as he releases me, and I lower my eyes to the ground to see his and Alaric's feet as they leave me standing in the foyer. Once I know they are out of sight, I reach up and cup my still stinging face as I turn around and head in the opposite direction and out the front of the pack house, where I see Genevieve and Kane standing near one of the small gardens. Their gazes meet mine and they immediately rush to my side, Genevieve pulling my hand away to inspect my face. "You're going to need ice. Let's go home." "He slapped you, didn't he?" Kane says in a low tone, and I only nod in agreement. "What was it about?" Genevieve asks as we start to walk towards our house. "It was because I looked him in the eye before the announcements, plus he wanted to tell me that if he had his way, I wouldn't be going to the mating ball. So he does have to allow you to go." "Yeah, but by the sounds of it, he will be watching me like a hawk." "Of course he will, because he lives to make my life miserable. I need to get out of here." I sigh and continue walking, hoping for some sort of miracle that probably won't come. 5 Iron Wolf. Ivy's POV. I sigh as I rummage through my closet trying to decide what I could possibly wear to the mating ball. It's only a few weeks away, and honestly, I don't even know if I want to go. But in saying that, I know that if Cole had his way, I wouldn't be going, so that kind of motivates me to go just to spite him and rub it in his face. He can't do a thing while at the ball, surrounded by tons of other packs for fear of his abusive ways coming into the light. So, I guess I can take one positive out of this whole thing. What also makes me hesitant is the chance I might find my mate. Although with these stupid silver cuffs, I doubt that I would even feel a mate bond anymore. No way to test that until they come along, though. I can only hope that my mate would be from another pack, so that I can leave Red Moon. Usually when a female finds her mate, she joins her mate's pack. As sexist as it is, it's preferred that males stay within the pack they were born into, keeping strength within packs. Personally, I could care less about that if I get to leave. The kicker? Cole wouldn't be able to do a thing about it. I pull out the few dresses I own, lay them on my bed, and look them over. These won't work. What won't work, Evie says as she walks into my room. I turn and watch her as she walks with a spoon in her right hand and the tub of peanut butter in the other. I roll my eyes at her and turn to face the dresses and point at them. My dresses, they totally wouldn't work for the mating ball. They're too basic. I have to agree with you there. Seems like we need to do some shopping in town. I guess so. Hopefully I can go. Cole already gave you permission to go to Iron Wolf tonight, right? I nod. Yeah. Then let us leave a little earlier and go find some dresses before we head over there. I promise we will find something amazing for you. I smirk. Okay, I'm trusting you. Evie chuckles as she turns to leave. You always do. Later that day at the dress shop. I groan in frustration as I put another dress away on the rack. Why are all of these so short and slutty, I say quietly to myself. I'm seriously questioning Genevieve's taste right now. I swear if she tries to get me into another mini dress, I'm going to leave. Ivy, I hear her from the back of the boutique, and I make my way past the racks of dresses towards her. I get back and my eyes settle onto the dress she's holding. I gasp. It's ... beautiful. She's holding a long-sleeved, V-neck mermaid-style dress that is covered in a lace applique of red roses that blends into a transparent black bottom with those same lace roses on the trim. She turns it, and it has a low back as well. You need to get this one, Genevieve exclaims, and I get worried. Do I really? I walk up to her and all the nerves fade as I touch the beautifully crafted dress. It's probably expensive. No way I could afford it, but it's so gorgeous. I'll cover half for you. Go try it on. I look at her with wide eyes. What? You heard me. You need a dress that suits the ball. You're getting it, no questions. Go try it on. She shoves the dress into my arms and points towards the dressing rooms. I gawk at her for a moment, still trying to process that she's helping me pay for it. Suddenly, she pushes me towards the changing rooms. Go. See if it needs any adjustments. Okay, I exclaim and close the door to the changing room. I quickly undress and step into the gown, pulling the sleeves over my arms and doing up the small zipper by my lower back. I shiver and I feel that my back is fully exposed. I glance at myself in the mirror in the dressing room and I smile. I really do like it. I step out again and Genevieve's eyes go wide. What I ask as she comes up to me and walks around me, inspecting every inch. This is it. You look stunning. Might just need to take it a bit in near your waist, but other than that, it fits perfectly. She claps her hands together and pushes me back into the stall. Take it off and I'll let the seamstress know to take it in a couple inches. We've got to get going to Iron Wolf. I sigh as I close the dressing room door and start to take it off. God, she's so pushy. When we get to Iron Wolf, I smile at Hayden, the bouncer bodyguard who is at the front door. He smiles back as he lets Evie and I pass, and yells out, "Hope to hear you tonight, Ivy," as we enter the bar. We've known Hayden a long time. We used to hang out with him before I required permission to go anywhere. Got into all sorts of trouble back then. He became the bouncer here after his brother, Kai, bought the place and turned it into the biggest werewolf hangout in the northern continent. He's always looked after me when I'm here, and I view him as my own brother. The Iron Wolf is such a beauty of a place. It's dark, sexy, and the perfect place to hide. With black, gold, and deep burgundy accents, it's somewhere between fancy restaurant and killer nightclub. There is a large stage straight ahead in the far left corner as you exit the main hallway, with the mahogany dance floor in front of it. The stage is painted black and has some monitors and other sound equipment placed around. There are 2 bars located side by side on the far right wall, with the kitchen behind them, a door between the bars giving access to that area. The bars are black as well, but with some sort of marble top on them. There is also a seating area that is located at the very back of the room, with assorted chairs and tables scattered about. The main attraction of the Iron Wolf is the upstairs area, though. I sigh as I glance up and see the railings lining the balcony and the lights hitting the ceiling. Everyone kills to get up there. Unfortunately, it's for higher-ranking wolves due to the hierarchy bullshit that distinguishes everyone. The only way to get to the top area is by the stairs near the stage, but there's usually a bouncer or guard there as well. I've only been up there only a handful of times since I have a good relationship with Kai. From what I remember, there's pretty much a whole other bar up there with everything that is down here, except nicer. The wolves up there can look down to whatever is happening downstairs from the railings without having to mingle with anyone they don't want to. I smile as I see Kai over by the stage. We're here before opening because, well, I'm performing here tonight. You heard me. Pretty much exiled female wolf is performing at the biggest wolf bar in town. I used to perform here many times before my status was removed, and honestly, no one here has ever made a problem of it since then. They come to hear me sing, and they don't judge. The Iron Wolf has become a second home to me, but I've been spending less and less time here because Cole decides to take away my opportunities to come since he knows I love it so much. He can't stop me from coming completely, because Kai requests me often and I get paid, so on nights like tonight, Cole's hand is pretty much forced to let me go out. He thinks he has total control, but he really doesn't. Another win for me. Kai waves as we approach him. Genevieve, Ivy. Glad to see you both here, he looks to me, his dark shoulder-length brown hair swishing with his head movement as his gray eyes lock with mine. You ready for tonight? I nod. More than ready. I'm happy to be here. Good, cause there's a special guest here tonight. I tilt my head in confusion. Who? Nathaniel Stone, the soon-to-be Alpha King. My jaw drops in my mind and I know my eyes are wide like saucers. He's here? 6 first glance. Ivy's POV. No way. He can't be here. Suddenly, my palms start to sweat, and I become hypersensitive to everything around me. I hear the clanging of dishes in the back kitchen and the steps of every single person walking around me. Ivy Kai puts himself into my view and I shake my head. Yeah, I say, but it comes out as a mere squeak. Are you okay, he asks, and I clear my throat and nod. Of course. Sorry, I was just processing what you said. To be honest, that makes me kind of nervous. Don't be, you're a regular here and everyone loves you. I'm sure the Alpha King will be just as smitten as everyone else is here about your voice. I half smile and look around. I'm welcome here. I can do this. I know. Thank you for reminding me. I pause slightly and then continue. So, what's the plan for tonight? Is anyone else playing? Kai nods and hands me a piece of paper. There's 2 other bands playing in addition to you tonight. I'm sure you recognize them. I look at the paper in my hand and scan the names and I smile. Yeah, of course. Kai walks past me to grab a box of cables. One of them wanted me to ask you if you would help them with a couple songs. I'm pretty sure it's ones you've done for them before, but you can always chat with them later about that. You ready for soundcheck now? I nod. Guess that's my cue, Genevieve says, and she hugs me and heads backstage with her bag. Kai hands me the microphone that he just finished setting up and I step on the stage, feeling that, oh, so familiar sense of belonging. After soundcheck, I head backstage to find Genevieve and to talk to Ciara, the lead singer of one of the other bands playing tonight. As soon as I enter the space, I see them both near the back left of the room on the couches, laughing hysterically. Ciara sees me first, and it warms me to see the huge smile that forms on her face as she rises from the couch and makes her way over to meet me. There she is. How are you, Ivy? She asks as she embraces me in a tight hug. I'm good. How are you and the band? We're great. Super happy that we're playing the same night as you. Ready to rock some songs together, I chuckle. You know it. That's my girl. All right, I'll leave you to get ready, and I'll see you on the stage. We can catch up more later. She winks at me and heads out of the room. I walk over to Genevieve, who has pulled out my outfit and set up her makeup bag on the vanity table that is back alongside the left wall. I grab my outfit and head into the changing room, stripping out of my plain jeans and t-shirt and pulling on some fishnet tights and another set of jeans, black this time with ripped holes, as well as a red, long-sleeved crop top with a deep V neckline. I grab my discarded clothes and head back out, where Genevieve whistles at me. Look at you, hot stuff. I roll my eyes and place my clothes into my bag. Oh, shut up. I say as I sit down and run my fingers through my coppery red hair, trying to decide what to do with it, and Genevieve laughs lightly. You look great, though. Seriously, Genevieve says as she starts on my makeup, touching it up from the day and adding smokier black eyeshadow and two-toned red and black winged liner, then lashes and mascara. When I get a moment to pause, I look at her, and it's like she can read my mind. Don't worry about the Alpha King. He's just another pair of eyes. It's nerve-wracking to even think he's going to be watching. He's probably up on the top VIP floor. He might just be here to pick up chicks, you never know. Don't stress. I sigh. I'll try not to. Okay, stop talking. Lipstick, I clamp my mouth shut and let her finish her work, and before I know it, I've got a full mouth of dark red lipstick on and can finally tackle my hair. I section each side and leave out some bangs to frame the sides of my face, and then French braid the sides back into the rest of my hair and leave it down. Genevieve helps me do a slight curl to the front pieces and hairsprays everything in place. All show ready. I'm going to head out. Can't wait to hear you. Thanks for helping me get ready, I say as she starts to pack up her stuff, and I look myself over in the mirror. Anytime. Naki am dead. I laugh. You sound like an encouraging mother, she snickers at my statement. I do, don't I? Regardless, have fun. You need this. Our eyes lock through the reflection of the mirror and I half smile. I know. Me. Nathaniel's POV. As I arrive at Iron Wolf, I sense the change in everyone's demeanor as I walk past and head for the VIP area. Being the future Alpha King sure intimidates people. It's fine, though. I'd rather people feel intimidated than thinking they could take advantage. I'm here at Iron Wolf to let off steam and watch some good bands play, alongside with my beta Tobias. I haven't been anointed king yet, but my parents insisted I choose my beta, and I couldn't think of anyone else I'd rather it be. Tobias has been in my life since we were pups. We trust each other wholeheartedly with no doubts. I would give my life for him, as he would for me. He was the only option. Tobias walks alongside me, eyes scanning the room as we make our way up to the VIP floor and take our seats on near the edge of the balcony. You want your usual, Tobias asks, and I nod as I look down to see the first band setting up. Tobias leaves in the direction of the bar and I glance around wondering if I'll still get a chance to do this once I'm king. Fuck it, I'll make it a priority. This is what I like to do in my free time. I see eyes fall on me from all directions and I sigh. I know the attention comes with the authority and the title, but it really can get on my nerves. As much as I'm complaining, I do take the position seriously. I'm not someone to be taken lightly. My reputation for not taking any type of bullshit clearly has formed people's opinions of me. No matter. I am a stern ruler, but I have a stern ruler, but I have a soul. I'm well respected by those who know me, and any within my pack know that I don't let my emotions rule me. I'm level-headed, smart, and strategic. Here you are, Nate, Tobias states as he hands my drink to me. Bourbon. Neat. Thanks, Tobias, I say before I take a sip, the alcohol tingling as it makes its way down my throat. You heard of any of the bands playing tonight? I ask him and he nods his head. I've only heard of the second one, and I've only heard rumors of the solo act that is at the end. Apparently her voice is heavenly. I guess we will have to see, then I say as I smirk and take another drink as the band starts to play. After the first band finishes their set, I look to Tobias. That band was okay, a little too heavy for my tastes. But I liked the sound, I say to Tobias as we watch the second band set up. I couldn't agree with you more, man. This next one has a decent following here. Should be good. He yells the last few words because the bar loudens with the sound of heavy guitars as they begin their set. I look at the lead singer, a tall blonde-haired she-wolf. The moment she opens her mouth, I'm shocked. The screams and growls that come from her are impressive, especially from a female. I find myself nodding my head to the song, really enjoying it. A few minutes pass, and they pause before going into their second one. Hello all. We want to thank you for coming out tonight to rock with us. Now, for this next song, we have a special guest. You'll be hearing her later this evening, but she's agreed to come up and help us sing a couple of our own songs tonight. Please welcome Ivy. I look to the right of the stage and I see another woman come onto the stage. Black, ripped denim jeans, fishnets, and a bright, bloody red crop top. I'm about to look away, but I hesitate as my wolf, Kiba, stirs in my head. My eyes trail up to her face and her magnificent red hair. I focus on her, trying to catch her scent. When I do, it hits me like a ton of bricks, and I choke on my bourbon. Kiba screams in my head. Her mate. 7, little songbird. Nathaniel's POV. I sit there, shocked as the woman who is my mate walks across the stage and embraces the blonde she-wolf. I study her as much as I can, but considering she's a decent distance away from me, I can't really make much of her aside from her appearance. I turn my head quickly as Tobias clears his throat. You okay, Nate? Shit, I can't hide this from him. That woman down there, with the red hair, I state sternly but quietly. He looks in her direction and nods. What about her? I decide to mind link him for privacy. And she's my mate, Tobias. T, no way, really? She's gorgeous. He pauses for a moment. T, what do you need me to do? And I need to make sure it's her. Can we get her up here after the set? T, I can talk to Kai, get some info and say you'd like to see her. I nod at him and look back to the red-haired beauty as she takes her position on the left side of the stage and the band gets into their song. The anticipation kills me as the song plays through, thinking that I might not hear her voice, but then it finally graces my ears and holy fuck. It shakes me to my core, and I know then. She must be my mate. There's no denying it. Something simple as hearing her sing wouldn't affect me this intensely if she wasn't. I watch her as she perfectly blends in with the band as she sings, clearly comfortable and enjoying herself, her voice powerfully mesmerizing. The crowd is completely enamored with the performance, moving in time with the music and cheering them on loudly. Soon the song is over, and I turn to Tobias and his eyes are wide. Wow, that was perfection. I'm dying to hear what she sounds like on her own later. I don't blame you. I feel the same way, Alpha. I'll go talk to Kai. I nod in agreement and watch him as he heads downstairs. Another song starts and I fixate my eyes on her once again. My little songbird. Ivy's POV. I can't help the huge smile that spreads across my face as I walk off the stage after Ciara's set. The crowd was loving every single moment, and it felt so good to be up on the stage again. I head backstage and grab a bottle of water and take a few sips to coat my dry throat. Sitting down, I bask in the euphoria I'm experiencing, and then out of the corner of my eye, I see Kai enter. I look to him as I take another sip of water. Hey. You sounded great out there, he says as he sits next to me, the couch bending slightly under his weight. Thanks. The crowd was wild. That they were. I'm here to ask you something, though. I turn and face him more, feeling confused and concerned. What is it? Do I even want to know? He wants to see you. I narrow my eyes in confusion. Who? Nathaniel. My eyes widen. What? Why does he want to see me? Kai shrugs at me. His beta came down and said that they liked your performance with Ciara's band and that he wanted to meet you. He stands up from the couch and holds out his hand. Anxiously, I look up at him and take his hand. I can't refuse, can I? Kai chuckles. Probably wouldn't be a good idea. Yeah, probably not. Kai squeezes my hand in reassurance before letting it go. You'll be fine. I take a deep breath and head back out to the main floor of the bar and walk over to the staircase that leads to the VIP area. Another bouncer, Adam, steps aside and lets me pass. As I walk up the steps, my feet feel increasingly heavier and I start to panic, thinking of all the things he could have done to me if I fuck up. He's not Cole. Stop stressing. I try to remind myself that not all alpha wolves are the same. He could be very different from Cole. Who knows? I get to the top of the stairway and I look up to see a man waiting for me. He's tall, with shoulder-length black hair that is braided back. His amber eyes meet with mine as he holds his hand out to me. I'm Tobias. The Alpha King's beta. I take his hand and shake it. The shake is strong but gentle, and I know to be the Alpha King's beta. He must be a respected and powerful wolf. Betas are second in command to alphas and support them in every possible way. They protect their alphas with their lives, and the bond between them and their alpha is unbreakable. What's your name? He asks me as he lets my hand go. I'm Ivy. It's nice to meet you. Ivy. Beautiful name. Please follow me, I nod, and then Tobias walks in front of me and I follow, trying not to be too close in case I bump into him. We walk for only a few minutes, and I notice we're at one of the booths near the back of the VIP area. We approach the booth, and then Tobias moves to the left of me, no longer blocking my view. Holy Mother of God. The power radiating from him makes me gasp slightly, as Nathaniel rises from his seat and comes to stand beside Tobias. I quickly glance at him. He's just as tall as Tobias, but there's no doubt he's an alpha. The telltale muscular body and powerful stance give it away. He has jet black, messy wavy hair that goes just past his ears and striking deep blue eyes like the ocean. In black jeans and a gray, unbuttoned dress shirt, he is a sight. I quickly lower my eyes as to not offend, unsure of his wishes in terms of being shown respect from other wolves. Alpha, this is Ivy. Ivy, this is Alpha. Nathaniel. Tobias introduces me and I raise my eyes again to meet those blue ones, my breath catching slightly. Ivy, I'm Nathaniel. Please come sit. His voice is deep and resonating with power. I feel the hairs on the back of my neck prickle in response. I can't get words out, so I nod and go and sit at the booth. Nathaniel follows suit and sits beside me as Tobias asks me what I would like to drink. I finally find my voice. Water is fine. I still have to do another set, so I need to be hydrated. He smiles. Of course, be right back, he leaves, and then it hits me. I'm alone sitting with the Alpha King. Nathaniel's POV. I look at Ivy as she sits next to me, and it takes a lot of willpower on my end to not reach out to touch or hold her. Kiba is pacing wildly in my head, clearly insanely happy that our mate is in front of us. Now that she's closer, her scent is overpowering and there is no doubt. She's the one that was made for me. I can sense her hesitation as we sit in a short silence. No doubt she has heard somewhat of me. I also wonder if she senses me like I do her, but there is something off about her. I also sense a strength in her, and it's confirmed when she speaks first, but avoids eye contact. How should I address you? I don't want to be disrespectful. I haven't come across many other alphas other than the alpha at my pack, I think to myself. She didn't reference her pack's alpha as her alpha. I wonder if there is some tension there. It's not unusual for some pack members to not see eye to eye with their alpha, but there is still most often a personal reference to an alpha since they are leaders of their communities. Interesting. You can call me Alpha, or just Nathaniel or Nate, whatever you are more comfortable with. Also, I don't play along with that no eye contact bullshit. I like to look at who I'm talking to. My response stirs something in her as she inhales quickly and raises her gaze to look at me, and our eyes connect, longer this time. Hers are an emerald green, which is a stark contrast to her red locks, but somehow they suit her completely. I could get lost in those eyes. I'm brought back from my thoughts as Tobias returns then, placing a water bottle in front of Ivy and another bourbon down on the table for me. She grasps the bottle and twists the cap gracefully and brings it to her lips for a sip. Time for conversation. How long have you been singing for, I ask, and she replaces the cap back on her water. Since I was a young pup. I also play piano. Your voice is something else. It's nothing I've ever heard before. She half smiles and looks down to hide her slight blush. Thank you for the compliment. Kai mentioned he hires you for many performances here at Iron Wolf. Tobias chimes in, and I am thankful he's helping continue the conversation. She looks towards him and nods. Yes, Kai pays me to perform here sometimes. She trails off. I used to perform here often, but due to other responsibilities at my pack, I haven't been able to come here as much as I'd like, although it does add to the anticipation of some who come to hear me. She reaches down to grab her water again. What pack are you from? She pauses and her eyes dart from Tobias and back to me. Ah, I'm from Red Moon. Red Moon? That sounds familiar. I turn to Tobias. Isn't Red Moon one of the packs I'm visiting in a week or so? Tobias looks at me and nods. Yes, Alpha, you're scheduled to go stay there next week to oversee a pack merger and visit. That's right. Thank you. I turn my attention back to Ivy and I notice her posture has stiffened at the mention of me coming to her pack grounds. I can't tell if it's just nervousness because of me, or if it's another reason. I guess I'll have to find out. Ivy checks her watch. I am so sorry to interrupt, but my solo set in about 10 minutes. I should go prepare. I nod at her, stand, and she follows suit. Before you go, I want to let you know I'll be talking to your alpha about hiring you for the mating ball that is coming up. My parents put me in charge or entertainment for the ball and the after-party, and I think you would be an amazing fit. I hope you'll consider it." Her eyes widen and a look of surprise crosses her face before she flashes me a full-blown smile. "Really? I would love to. Thank you for the opportunity, Alpha Nate." My name on her lips. "My pleasure, Ivy. Can't wait to see your solo set. It was nice meeting you." "Likewise, I'll see you at the pack visit then." Definitely, I respond and watch her leave, feeling more content than I have in a very long time. 8. Clumsy. Ivy's POV. It's nearing 2 a.m. and I finished my solo set about an hour ago, and Alpha Nate's eyes never left the stage. I'd glance up at him every now and again, and he was still watching me intently. Did I make that good of an impression? I thought it was the most odd, short conversation of my life, but I was really flattered to have him look into hiring me for the mating ball. It would be a nerve-wracking performance, but I'm totally for it. To Ivy, I turn my head and catch eyes with Genevieve. I shrug. "Sorry, what's up?" "Kane is here to take us home." "You good?" I think for a moment and wonder if Nate is still upstairs. It's weird, but I feel drawn to him. I need to see him before I leave. My mouth is ahead of my mind as I blurt out a huge lie. "Just a couple minutes. I think I forgot something upstairs earlier. You go and wait out front. I'll be out soon." Promise. Evie nods at me and says a quick goodbye to Kai, who turns and pulls my hand out and places money in my palm. I know damn well I didn't leave anything upstairs, but I can't explain it. "You were stellar tonight. Hopefully you can come back sooner this time." Here's hoping. I smile and give him a quick hug and head towards the stairs, tucking my money into my pocket. My heart starts pounding again in anticipation. I climb up them and take a quick glance in the direction that Tobias and Nate were sitting, and I only see Tobias. I take a calming breath and walk over to him. Beta Tobias, he turns and locks eyes with me again and smiles warmly. "Ivy, what brings you back up here?" he questions, and I find myself speechless. I totally made up an excuse to come up here. That wasn't true. What do I do now? Do I lie again? "You're crazy." I clear my throat awkwardly and reply, "I thought I may have left something up here, but it seems I was mistaken. I hope you have a good night, Tobias." "You too, Ivy." "Great set tonight." I flash a smile and go to turn and walk away, and I walk right into a hard chest. I stumble back a little and struggle to catch my balance. A strong hand grasps my shoulder and steadies me. "You okay, Ivy?" That deep voice again. Oh God. I just walked right into the Alpha King. I did say I wanted to see him. I look up to meet his gaze, nodding slightly. "Yes, sorry. I wasn't looking where I was going. I didn't hurt you, did I?" The low chuckle I hear rumble from his chest makes my heart flutter. I should be asking you that, he states calmly, and I can't help but chuckle. Well, all things considering, I'm okay. Good. Are you leaving for the evening? I nod slightly. Yes. I came up here thinking I may have forgotten something, but I didn't. I am so sorry from walking into you like that. Normally I'm not so clumsy. He chuckles deeply again. It's all right, don't worry about it. It's late though, I'll walk you out to your friends. I inhale quickly. You don't have to do that. I'm sure you've got much better things to do. Better things than to make sure a beautiful girl like you gets to her car safely, he questions, and I feel myself blushing. You really don't have to. Wait, what did he call me? You're stubborn, aren't you? He asks, and I nod sheepishly. Unfortunately, yes, and I'm not ashamed of it. But I will take you up on your offer, Alpha. You're not wrong. It is late. He walks ahead of me towards the back hallway of the upstairs section. He looks back at me. We can go out here. He then looks to Tobias. I'll meet you back at the car. Understood. Alpha Tobias rises and walks past us, both waving goodbyes, and I catch a small smirk on his lips as he says bye to Alpha Nate. Ready, I'm brought back to attention, and I nod. Yes. Follow me, then I close the distance between us, and we walk side by side, exiting the back doors and making our way down a larger set of stairs at the back of Iron Wolf that look out to the forest near it. The walk is mostly in silence, until I'm abruptly pushed back against the cold, damp brick wall, Nate's body very obviously close to mine, My hand splayed across his chest in surprise. I go to speak, but he shushes me by putting a finger on my lips. I try my hardest, but in being quiet my mind starts to wander, and I suddenly realize that I still have my hands on his chest, and I gasp slightly and go to rip my hands away. He stops me by grabbing them, and I can't help but notices how warm his grasp is, how comforting it is. He leans down to my ear and whispers, "Rogues in the forest. I think they're passing by." In hearing that one word, my body freezes immediately, and I know he felt the change in me, but I can't do anything about it. If Alpha Nate said anything to me, I didn't hear it. My mind panics and I bite my lip hard to stop from crying out in anguish. "You failed." I completely drown out. After what feels like ages, I feel warm fingers brush my chin to lift my face up, forcing me to look up and meet those sterling blue eyes, and immediately I'm broken out of my frozen state. My breathing steadies, my hearing rushes back in, and Alpha Nate's low voice sounds worried as he looks at me with his concerned face. Eyes narrowed and brow furrowed as he asks me, "Are you okay?" I nod quickly. Yes, I'm okay." "Do they scare you?" he asks, still staring at me with a concerned look on his face. I sigh and nod. "They never used to. I never used to be terrified like this. I used to be stronger." I trail off, but my attention is brought back to Nate cupping my cheek lightly. My heart stammers in response, heat rising to my cheeks. "You're stronger than you know." He drops his hand and looks behind us. They've passed. Seems they had no interest in coming into the populated area. Should be fine to get to your friends now. Thank you, I didn't hear them. I'm glad I wasn't alone. If I still had Sills by my side, then I would have. I swear I see a confused look cross his face, but it's gone as fast as it came. It's not a problem, really. "Let's get you back." He starts to walk again, and I follow closely by his side, seeing Kane and Genevieve waiting by our car. We approach, and both Kane and Genevieve's eyes go wide as they bow and address him. "Alpha King. Sorry we took so long. Had to make sure it was safe to walk her. Your Ivy's friends." Nate questions, and they nod. "That's right. I'm Kane, and this is Genevieve. Thank you for walking Ivy and making sure she was safe, Alpha King." "It's not a problem. The least I could do. I hope you all have a good evening, and from what I'm told, I'll see you all in a couple weeks when I visit your pack. Don't be strangers." Alpha Nate then turns to me. "It was a pleasure meeting you. I'll see you around." I look up at him and nod. "Likewise. Thanks again. Bye." Nate then walks off without another word. I walk up to the car and get in abruptly, Kane and Genevieve getting in the driver's and passenger seats. Genevieve turns around in her seat before Kane starts the car. "Is that why you went back upstairs? What happened? You're all flushed." "Just shut up and drive. I'll tell you later." Genevieve chuckles, and then the car comes to life as Kane starts the engine and pulls away. "What in the actual fuck?"